basics of making soap with us. We're going to talk about the production process, mapping, documenting, and delegation. Now, if you have gone through all the parts from part 1 up to part 5, there is so much you've touched then that you've learned. So now we are building your factory now. We are building a system for your manufacturing process, which is very important. If you're a business person, you must have systems that run the business for you to avoid mistakes and to ensure there is quality control, quality output, and for data management. So this part we're going to go. But in the previous part, I really did not talk about, I did not include because of time, the operation equipment and safety protocols. So I will start with this two: operation equipment, safety control, then we shall come into this. So let's go to our board. Let's go to our board. So we need to clear what we did previously. Okay, now we are good to go. So we can talk about the operational equipment. There are equipment that you need as a soap manufacturer, whether you're starting small or you're starting big. These equipment, you will need them to run a soap business factory. And then safety protocols. Safety protocols are safety measures, how to behave well, but easy when you're starting, you'll be lectured by whosoever is setting you up to start your factory. But for the safety protocols, it's easy like this. When I talk about safety protocol, this is what I'm talking about. Safety protocol, this is what I mean. You must have your gumboots on, you must have an overall, you must have these chemical gloves in your hand, you must have your mask. I don't want to show the face of this person, so this is what you need. You have to have this at a basic level. And then later, man, you can now see if you can add in more safety measures. But this is very important. For the start, you need this so that the chemicals do not affect your hands. You need this because of fire and other things. So this is a full kit for safety measures. And then for the caustic, I talked about it. How you pour caustic, you first pour water, and then you make sure you have mask when you're pouring caustic, and then you stir up caustic with a long stick, and make sure caustic soda or caustic solution does not touch your hands or any part of your body. It will itch, or it will even cause wounds or whatever. It can injure depending on the concentration and the quantity that has touched you. So it is important. And always have separate buckets or equipment that you use for caustic and for the others. Separate them and segment them and document them. So let's go to the next one. For those who don't know how caustic soda is, this is how a bag of caustic soda looks like. It is in these designs. Others are different, but it has to be caustic soda flakes. And you check the concentration. You can check the expiry dates around there. Let's go to the operation equipment. The equipment that are necessary that you need to start. These are the equipment that you will need to use when you are operating. Let's get into them. Number one, you need a weighing scale for measuring. It can either be digital or manual. This is a bit cheap. Others range from 150 to 200,000 Uganda shillings, or even 300. So you can get a manual one, analog, or you can get a digital weighing scale. A digital weighing scale can be good, but you need power to charge it. And then once you have the digital scale or the weighing scale, the next thing you need is the packaging or storage cans. You will need drums to store the materials, the raw materials and the chemicals. Let me show you the drums. Now these are the drums. You're going to put in the raw materials when you bring in your caustic. When you bring in your caustic soda, your oils, your styrene, your palm kernel, when you bring them, you will put them in these plastic drums, and they are easy to get. Some are at 60, 70, 80, depending on where you're buying it from. So that is the drum I just showed you, and for storage. And then you will need a boiling drum for boiling there. It is metallic. I will show you the boiling drum. And then you will need the measuring buckets, what you will use for measuring when you are removing the quantity of oil to go and process, to go and mix. You will need buckets to remove it, or whatever thing you will use for removing it. So you will need those ones. And then once you have them, you will need a hand mixer machine. I will show you a hand mixer machine. And then you need a tundubali or a carpet for drying. And then you will need things like knives, pangas. They are necessary for cutting if you're using the machine. And then you will need the full kit for safety measures. So let me take you through those few ones. So these are the buckets that I meant when I said you need buckets for carrying things. They can also be used for carrying the noodles. You can also use them for measuring materials when you are boiling. So you need those kinds of buckets. They are long lasting, they are strong, and they are also cheap. This is the kind of boiling drum that you need. These metallic ones. They are really good, so they can sustain heat for some time. Or you can use the big saucepans, hard ones. You can get them in Kisenyi, but this one can also work for you. They are cheap, and you can get them from any hardware store. This is the hand mixer I talked about. You need this one, or you can get this one. This is a bit cheaper than this one. So you use them for mixing soap. Instead of using your energy, this one can mix soap. You connect it to power, and it will really do a good job for you. So that is it about the equipment, and so far so good. We've talked about them, and there are many others. When you are starting, you can reach out and consult, and I'll take you through the rightful equipment you need to start a soap business, depending on your budget. By the way, you can start from any budget that you have. It's just that low amount of money is not so convenient in operation, but when you have big money, you can really enjoy, and you recover your money so quick. So let's talk about the production process, mapping, documenting, and delegation. So when you have a factory, you're not the one who's going to run everything alone by yourself, and this is where these three things come into play. You map the process. If you know how production processes run, you map and you say when the raw materials come into the factory, this is how they are handled, they are documented, they are recorded, and they have their book they are put in, then they are weighed to confirm the weight, and then they are sedimented. There are different sediments. There are different sediments that make up the factory store. You put them separately, where the caustic soda will be different, and where so this is the first stage when things are coming. It's called the inbound stage. Things are coming into your factory, the raw materials. So that is what you do. And then when the raw materials are in, the next stage is the production stage. The production stage means the first thing that you get in the production stage is you record the formula. Once you record the formula, to determine how many kilograms of each oil is going to be put to work. And so this is going to be documented. You're going to map it out when the production process, which is measuring, and then boiling, and then machine work. So once you've mapped out everything, you now document everything. You put everything in a written format, where any new employee or old employee that you are going to delegate to different sectors of manufacturing in your factory or production sectors, you are going to give them these manuals, and this is what they follow. This is to avoid mistakes. And to ensure high quality output and quality control. So it is important to do what? You map the process of producing your soap, and then the next one is you document it, put it in written format, and then you delegate it. You get people to do it. So this can ensure that even if you are not at your factory can run without you, so that you can now focus on how to raise revenue for your business and how to also build the market. You understand? So this is an important aspect of the business. It is it's not very technical, but it helps you as an entrepreneur to excel so fast. Thank you.